I'm going to share with you 10 years of dating experience and advice in 10 minutes or less. Now, if I was to give just a quick 10 to 15 second summary, the two things that have drastically improved my success with dating have been, first, working on or towards my purpose, and two, has been from being non-needy. And I'll explain what I mean. I think for a man, purpose is number one priority. And the reason why is because that sets the foundation for life and now acts as kind of a compass or a filter for the rest of your life and all the decisions you're going to make. Now, if you don't know exactly what your purpose is, that's fine. I feel like I do not always know what mine is. But I think it's important that you're actively working towards figuring out what that may be. If you have no idea and no clear sense of direction, I think it should be a prerequisite and encouraged for you to take the time, a year, a couple years, a couple months, to go and figure out what that may be or align yourself closer to it. Now, the non-neediness, what I mean by that is when you're non-needy, you essentially do not put other people's perception of you above your own perception of yourself. You hold yourself to the highest regard, and your, like I said, perception of yourself is number one over everybody's. This is something that took a long time for me to understand and to actually incorporate, not only in my dating life, but in general. I feel like, again, this is the foundation for life and everything that's going to come through it. And so once was able to work on those two things and have myself a little bit more established, at least in those areas of my life, dating became easier for me. And I was now a lot more intentional with my dating. I think that's important because at the end of the day, I think we often forget the whole purpose of dating is for marriage, to get ready for marriage. Now, because that is the case, I think that it makes it important for you to know what you're looking for and also set your non-negotiables. You have to realize that there is not a perfect person out there. But I do think it is important for you to know what you want and have your non-negotiables. That, as a result, will make it a lot easier for you to know if a person is the one that you should be if the person is somebody that you should keep on pursuing and dating. Now, as far as finding women and, just having more options, of course you have to get yourself out there, and you can't stay in the house all day long. But also too, I think it's important to be mindful of, where you may be looking, and where you're seeking out, potential partners. A potential partner, I should say. I'm a big believer in the law of attraction. And what that means to me is essentially the more you continue to do things that you like to do, the more you're going to be surrounded by people who like doing the things you like to do. It's kind of like common sense. So to take that a little bit deeper, as far as, with trying to find a potential partner, if you want a partner who will more than likely align with your interest, you should just go and figure out and pursue your interest. And by default, the people around you are going to be, you're automatically going to have something in common. Now, let's just say, okay, you figured out, what your purpose is, or you're working towards it. You've been able to, get your self-esteem up and your overall image of yourself. You got that up. That's now, highest on the totem pole. You have now gone to places, done the things that you like, and you finally get to the point where you see a potential person that you're interested in. I'm of the belief that you may never know when you're going to see somebody again. Now you may, but let's just say you're out in the street, you're at a one-time function or whatever, you may never know. You don't necessarily have to go and ask a girl out on a date, per se, the first time you see her. But I do think that you should make yourself known to her the first time you see her. And then based off that, you can kind of judge how to move forward and continue with things. For instance, if, let's just say, you see a girl across the street or you go to, I don't know, you go do some activity, you join a run club or something like that, because that's what you're into. You see a girl there at run club. You may never know if you're going to see her again. So I think you at least go up, introduce yourself. Worst case scenario, she rejects you. That's okay. It doesn't affect how the rest of your day is going to go at all. You at least went out there and did it. But I'm sure most women, just speaking from my own experience, will at least have the, be manners and polite enough to, exchange names. And if she seems to be open and receptive, obviously you can continue from there. But to not overcomplicate it at all, you should already have something in common, right? But then just from there, just have a conversation. Yeah, she may be pretty, yeah, she may be attractive, but at the end of the day, like, she's still a person, and you have everything else set. If you're feeling up for it, go for it. Ask her on a date. Be a little bit more intentional now. Know that you're make it known that you want to pursue her a little bit. It doesn't have to be anything super formal. Quick coffee or something like that. Now you know what you're looking for. Like I said, I want to keep this to under 10 minutes. Obviously, I can go into in depth a little bit more on anything, but I just wanted to share what has helped me be more successful in these last 10 years of dating.